While you're speaking of iconic structures or emblems, what is the Bilbao effect?
Okay, the Bilbao effect is a interesting um, kind of urban phenomenon. So Bilbao is a city in Spain, and in Bilbao, Bilbao is a kind of like a historic city in Spain, but not one of the biggest. I'm not 100% sure, but it was not one of the main centers of kind of new growth. And what the city wanted to do was to kind of put itself back on the map. It used to be an important kind of city long back in history. So what the city decided to do is to make one big investment in a cultural institution, and that was to build a brand new art museum. And the museum was a Guggenheim Museum. So it's the Guggenheim Museum has a very big presence in the art world, and it's a big museum and kind of art foundation. And they have a big museum in New York. So everyone who goes to New York goes to see the Guggenheim Museum. So they decided to build um, a second the city of Bilbao kind of invited the Guggenheim Foundation to build a big museum for them. And they invited an architect, an American architect named Frank Gehry. He's really in the world of architecture, kind of one of the big masters, contemporary master architects. He's won every award you can think of. And he designed this really flamboyant building in the center of the old part of this Bilbao. So the rest of the city is like this kind of medieval city. And in the middle, there is this brand new, very flashy, big building. And that building is known as the Bilbao Guggenheim Museum. And what that one building did is it completely transformed the city. It suddenly became like a huge tourist magnet. It became and because the tourists came in, all sorts of investments started coming in, and you could say almost overnight, the city became very successful in getting investment, in getting people, in kind of transforming itself with one building. And a lot of cities in Europe after that started um, inviting these kind of star architects, as they're called, to design one big fancy building that would help them kind of transform the city. And that phenomenon is called the Bilbao effect. It has not been very successful in a lot of places. You could say the Zaha Hadid building in Baku is trying to do the same. And in some sense, the Louvre Museum in Abu Dhabi is also trying to do the same. That you make one big investment through to make a cultural institution that would put the city on the map. You know, of course, Dubai has been constantly doing it. If you think of Burj Khalifa and Burj Al Arab, and all of them are big investments in one piece of architecture that would help redefine the city.
Do you think they classify as one investment? Because I feel like the Burj Khalifa was just like a gradual um, inevitability from what we were planning, because the downtown was a whole project. It wasn't just the Burj that we were planning, right? It was going to be part of this entire
Yes,
area.
yes, but it is the anchor, right?
It is the anchor,
It
for
is
sure.
the anchor. It is the catalyst.
Yes.
So in that sense, the Bilbao effect is also looking for catalysts. It's looking for that one project that would trigger development. It's not about the Bilbao. It's not about the Guggenheim. It's about getting that one project that would then change the overall cycle of development. Can kind of jump the scale.